Hey everyone, this is Nikachu, and we are back with Blue-White Merfolk. Doing pretty good so far. 2-0 in this modern competitive, modern friendly league. We're being friendly here. You know, we're just experimenting. Let's stay in the experiment section. We're going to thank our sponsor, the manabase.com. If you are interested in competitive Commander, go check out James LePage's The Metalworker. He'll teach you how to win in Commander. And we've got new patrons, more patrons supporting me on Patreon. Absolutely love you. The wave gets bigger. Thank you very much to Jonathan Action, McCullough, whatever, and Bruno Fittipaldi. Thank you very much for supporting me on Patreon. Jonathan Action. Someone's got to be in action. So let's get back in action. So I have a keepable hand. I'll keep this. I mean, if this Aether Vial gets blown up, we're on the play. If this Aether Vial gets blown up, we might be in some trouble. But even if it did get blown up, I mean, we got the cards in our hand that we can easily cast. That's all. Like, if we draw one island, then boom, Silvergill Adept is online, Spreading Seas is online, everything's online. This will be a pretty nice curve out. Even if we don't play anything on turn 2, we can at least attack with the Mutavault. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Napster09. Yep. We all remember Napster. And by we, I mean anyone who's like 30 years old. Once upon a time, there was a file sharing service called Napster. You could just find whatever songs you want on the internet. These days, Google just performs that function. So we're going to take up the vial to 1. Uh-oh. This vial better exist on my turn, or bad things might happen. So we don't know yet if we're up against Jund or Death Shadow Jund. If we're up against Death Shadow Jund, it'd be pretty bad if we lose this vial. If we're up against normal Jund, we could afford to lose this vial because the deck is generally pretty slow. Oh god. Oh good. Okay. I thought that Abrupt Decay was coming. Whew. Never have I been so happy to have Aether Vial against a black-green deck. I tell you what. Oh yeah, we got Flooded Strand. Let's activate this first. Let's see if we draw Merfolk. We don't draw Merfolk, but do you know what? We drew Seachrome Coast. That is relevant because now we can play our Silvergill Adept off of it. And we can easily play this land next turn. Yeah, let's play the Vial. Why not? Let's play Vial. Bring it on, Liliana the Veil. Bring it on. Can't even Maelstrom Pulse next turn because we can counter it with our Curse Catcher. These Silvergill Adepts will be vulnerable to a Maelstrom Pulse. So far so good. I think the only thing I don't want to see out of Jund right now would just be Huntmaster of the Fells. It would put a lot of blockers on the board for what we have. We would really need a Spreading Seas into Lord in order to deal with a Huntmaster of the Fells. And even then, like, it wouldn't be perfect because they can, like, just... Also against Huntmaster of the Fells, you want multiple Lords so that you can play around the pass a turn, shoot your Lord ability that the Huntmaster has. But if he doesn't have Huntmaster of the Fells, I think we're doing great. We're just doing great. I might even just swarm him next turn. Okay, we got Bobby. And by we, I mean him. So he's on defense. Now with the triggers on the stack, because I can't use this for anything else, I'll activate the Silvergill Adept. Let's say we draw... Actually, I don't know what we could draw that would matter, because if we draw Master of Waves, I'm just going to cast it. But it'll give us some information to work with to see if we should tick this up or not. Drew Wanderwine Hub. I guess I will leave that on too. And we'll tick this thing up. So this thing stays, this goes up. More lands. So if we attack with everything, they can eat 2 of our creatures, and we'll get in 5 damage, and he'll lose the Bobby. I guess that's not bad. Or he takes 7 damage, and he keeps Bobby. I just don't really feel like sitting around and doing nothing. When Dark Confidant's on the board, you have to really ramp up your aggression, because if you just keep passing the turn, then you're just going to lose. It'd be really bad if he has... I mean, Maelstrom Pulse isn't incredibly popular, but it'd be really bad if he has Maelstrom Pulse in his hand and he decides to, say, block the 2 Mutavaults, untap with 4 land, and then kill all my Silvergill Adepts. Now we can counter a Fatal Push. Or maybe he just fetched to make the Tarmogoyf bigger. No, he wants to Fatal Push. That's fine. We'll sack this thing. So what I'm really trying to do is trade 1 creature for 6 damage, or if he wants to trade this Dark Confidant, that's fine as well, because we can't let this Dark Confidant sit on the board. If he's going to have a Dark Confidant on the board, we just want to like hit him as hard as we can so that his life total goes down, and maybe the Bob will kill him as well. So Fatal Push, which killed my Curse Catcher. Hey, when did this happen? When did we ever have this? Is that... Oh, it was Inquisitioned out of our hand. So our opponent finds Verdant Catacombs, plays Verdant Catacombs, so I don't have to write anything about it. But for example, let's say he revealed Liliana the Veil, then he'd be at 4 life and in a ton of trouble. And it would like hurt his fetch lands, it would hurt everything. It looks like this is going to be Huntmaster of the Fells, exactly the card that I did not want to see. Yeah. Huntmaster, very good on this board because of... well, I mean, gains life, puts more bodies down, etc. I think we are just going to tick these things up. This one can stay on 2, and we'll just have another one on 2. Honestly, the value of it on 2 might be going way down, because the reason you want multiple vials on 2 is so that if you draw into Silvergill Adept, the point is, if you draw into Silvergill Adept, you can vial one in and perhaps chain them together into another Lord. But we have 3 out of 4 of our Silvergill Adepts on the board as it is. What to do? I have to play something now, or the Huntmaster flips. I can Path to Exile the Tarmogoyf, then attack with everything again. You can block with Dark Confidant, block with a Wolf, take 4, go to 4, Huntmaster, and then if he wants this thing to flip, he has to pass the turn. It will shoot 1 thing. I can put him down to 2. Guess that is the best way to try to do this. Another option is to path the Huntmaster and then pass. And hope, well, the thing is, you can't hope that the Dark Confidant will kill him, because he can just kill his own Dark Confidant if he draws enough cards. He is definitely encouraged to at least block 2 things, because I could have a Lord in hand. Anyway, so we will play Wonder One Hub and pass. Oh, actually, keep in mind, we don't have Master Waves in our deck. We've got Restoration Angel. We have Restoration Angel in our deck. I forgot about that. We're not playing with Master Waves. Master Waves is not online. That is not what we're looking for. What do we have? We've got Rajuris, we got Restoration Angel, we got Path to Exile. We're playing Blue-White Merfolk here. Blue-White Merfolk is what we have in business. And Restoration Angel, not bad right now because of our Silvergill Adepts. Here's a Liliana the Veil. It's not going to do us any justice here. We're going to sacrifice a Silvergill Adept. He plays a Tarmogoyf. It's time to get in there? No, it's not time to get in. I would love to have a Spreading Seas into something. So maybe I'm going to stick one of these things up to 3, because I think keeping one on 2 doesn't matter. Keeping them both on 2 doesn't matter so much. Spell Queller is awkward. Spell Queller is awkward. I guess I'll play it. Huntmaster can't flip. And I'm actually threatening to kill him in 2 turns. Liliana can't Edict the Spell Queller at once. And in the event that the Huntmaster ever does flip, it can't kill the Spell Queller, which is fortunate. Spell Queller, probably not what we want in this deck. One advantage with Spell Queller is that it does have flash speed. That is nice because it makes our hand mana efficient. And chokes our opponent's mana because they can't be playing their removal spells at end of turn. But the problem is they have so much removal that it's very likely that if we say exile the let's say we exile a Tarmogoyf, then they anger the gods, kill the Spell Queller, and get their Tarmogoyf. It's such a beautiful situation. I am not blocking this Tarmogoyf. I'm a little concerned about how my opponent have mana that they have another Liliana. Well, it's 2 green and a black, so it's Kitchen Finks? Okay. So the good news is, everything's on the table. Let's see if leave both of them on 2 and 3. Well, there we go, last Silvergill Adept. But I need to play something so that this Huntmaster doesn't trigger. Okay, well, that's something. So how much power is on the board? There's 5, 8, 9, 10. And the Huntmaster can hit me for 2. Could try to gain some life by like targeting his own Kitchen Finks. I think I'm just going to attack him. If he wants to use the Liliana to kill off a Silvergill Adept, I think I'm fine with that. Huntmaster would kill the other one. Maybe I'm not fine with that. I'm not sure. Because this is not the most perfect route to victory with him at 4 life. I mean, he could shoot his Kitchen Finks, for example, with a removal spell if he really wanted to. And with him having so much mana, I don't even know what I'm hoping for here. Planeswalker in the graveyard, he can hit me for 9. Or that much. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Okay, so Huntmaster flips. Aether Vial, you're the bane of my life. We'll say no, 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 yes. Aha! How can this save us? I could. The problem is Ravager has trample. This is the kicker in the pants. But what I could do is I could bounce the Ravager, block the Tarmogoyf, take 3 from Kitchen Finks, go down to 1. But then he's going to play this thing again. Gain 2 life, get another wolf. I can bounce Tarmogoyf. Double block this. He kills one of them. I go to 1. That's an option. And I have a Spell Queller versus 2 creatures. I'm going to have to draw another thing of gas. But this thing will be off the board. I mean, well, this is all pretty bad. Or if I attack for 2, put him down to 2, I can still bounce this Ravager. But the thing is, if I bounce the Ravager, he plays it with another dude anyway. So it doesn't change much. And I have to lose the Harbinger anyway. Okay, so that's the line. It's not a great line, but it's going to be the line that we take. Bounce the Tarmogoyf. I'm going to double block this Ravager. For all the cards we drew a lot of mana sources. Though two of them were Mutavaults. This is where Restoration Angel would shine. I guess one line is we double block this Ravager and we draw Restoration Angel. Okay. So I'm in a lot more trouble than I was before. I'm dead, actually. Because Ravager of the Fells has trample. Alright. Game 1 in the books to Jund. Moving on. Maybe I should just dealt with that stupid... Maybe I should just pat that Huntmaster of the Fells. Either way, we're going to bring in Rest in Peace. Think... You know, he had Kitchen Finks too, so let's play another one. The Spell Queller, not excited about this. Taking out Aether Vial, that's for sure. Path to Exile, Curse Catchers are fine. Everything else is fine. Everything else looks good. So we need to bring one more card. Could this help at all? We'll gain some life. Untap creatures. Opponent sacrifices an attacking creature. I guess maybe we are going to bring that Spell Queller in just as a creature that flies. Has evasion from Fatal Push, so long as they don't have Revolt. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. I would love to play first. And we have a lot of good cards in this hand. We're going to keep it. Not sure when we're supposed to play this. Because we could play it early, but I think maybe we want to play it later so that even if they have Abrupt Decay for the Rest in Peace, we at least exile a bunch of cards that are in the graveyard. So I think maybe I'm going to hold on to this to the last second. Restoration Angel, beautiful. We do not need any white sources more than what we have, so I'm just going to get an island. Player Silvergill Adept. Get the card draw engine flowing. So no bolt in hand, probably no fatal push. Interesting. Okay. So he's working with no mana, because this is colorless. Twilight Mire needs colored mana to do something. Maybe he's got a colorless, but maybe he's got Pithing Needle. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Well, I mean, he can still use Dismember, if that's what he's running. Dismember, I don't know if how well positioned that is in the meta right now. Though it does kill, you know, Gurmag Angler and Tassiger. Pretty legit threats in Modern. Decision's probably going to be pretty hard for him. Master of the Pearl Trident, pretty good. Rest in Peace, probably very awkward. And Restoration Angel, once we get that online, is going to be very nice. Restoration Angel also survives Anger of the Gods. Also very nice. Let us get into that red zone. I have some reason to believe that Harbinger is probably going to be pretty good in this matchup, given that he's a very creature-dense version of Jund. I mean, he was playing with Kitchen Finks, stuff like that. Whoa, he's not going to play a land? No land. That's too bad. I have, like, no sympathy for you whatsoever. No land for us, either. So that's a blunder on our opponent's part. He knows that we have Restoration Angel in our hand. There was absolutely no point in waiting for this. If I played a land here, then I could blink the Master of the Pearl Trident. Or we would have a blowout factor. But no big deal. We still have more stuff available to us. So you sometimes, like, so yeah, he was much better off doing this at our upkeep. He could do it at our upkeep. That'd be fine, but letting us draw a card and potentially letting us play a land could have been catastrophic. So we're hoping for that fourth land. I wonder if it's going to be that dreaded Seachrome Coast. Oh, that Seachrome Coast. One sort of good thing is we got Abrupt Decay out of his hand. Okay, so we got the Mutavault. So now we can pretty freely attack without the fear about getting completely blown out. And I can hold up this Restoration Angel for forever. Our opponent needs a lot of removal spells. Okay, Restoration Angel. Ta-da! Truth be told, that still might not have been like the cleanest thing to do, because let's say we just let it die and we get 3 damage in. I think we're in an even better position to fight through a damnation afterwards. But it's not the biggest deal because we did draw a card off of it with Silvergill Adept. So for example, let's say he Abrupt Decays the Curse Catcher here at end of turn, and then on his turn play a damnation, then we'd be in trouble. But he didn't kill our Curse Catcher, so that makes me believe that he is stone dead at this point. I mean, if he plays Anger of the Gods, I can sack the Curse Catcher. Sack the Curse Catcher. He pays one. So let's say he has a land, Anger the Gods, and this is even worse. Now he's dead if he has a fetch land because he plays Anger the Gods. We sack the Curse Catcher. He fetches. He pays for it, and then we just kill him with Restoration Angel on our turn. Not to mention we got a Mutavault on the table. Here's Huntmaster of the Fells. I don't think that is enough though. I am not certain, but I don't think that's enough. I think I have too many creatures for him. And we have a Spell Queller for a Slaughter Pact that might happen. We also have a Curse Catcher for a Slaughter Pact. And you dead. You dead. You dead and don't come back. All right. So we got some, got to see a little nice stuff out of Restoration Angel, and if our hand wasn't so jam-packed, we might have saw some nice stuff out of Rest in Peace. Or if you played the Tarmogoyf, I would just slam the Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace, interacting with Tarmogoyf, Grimflare, Kitchen Finks, Scavenging Ooze. Of course, they can't have all these cards in their deck, although some people try, but they usually have some number of all of them. Some people like a little bit more Kitchen Finks, some people like a little bit more Scavenging Ooze, some people like a little bit more Grimflare. One lander on the draw. We have a Silvergill Adept and a Rest in Peace to play, so I'm going to keep it. It's just one of those things, you just have to keep a threat-dense hand. Although I have to say, like, it's sort of 50-50 whether we win this or not. But if we draw that island, we have decent chance of winning the game. Decent chances of winning the game. We have not drawn that island yet. Or I shouldn't say decent, we have like very good chances of winning the game. Okay, so we got our island. Let's get to business. I'm playing the Master of the Pearl Trident first, because if he were to Bolt or Fatal Push it, then the rest of the lords in my hand aren't going to be vulnerable to Maelstrom Pulse in the future. You can't just like blindly play Lord of Atlantis, because then if they kill it, then the rest of your lords are vulnerable to some evil Maelstrom Pulse. Of course, he knows our hand, so he could try to play around that. So for example, if he were to kill something, he should probably kill the Lord of Atlantis. He's just letting this go. Sort of lets me think that he's got a sweeper of some sort that he's going to play next turn. Another thing about sweepers is that if they play a creature, let's say a big Tarmogoyf or a Hunt Master of the Fells, you don't have to be so worried about a sweeper because they're going to kill off their own creature with it. Okay, so there's Rest in Peace, no big deal. How do we be mana efficient here? There's no really good way to do it. Trying to think, if I play Rest in Peace right now, there is some reason to keep some number of Merfolk in your hand when you have a Mare Regery. Because let's say I play Master of the Pearl Trident right now. Whatever, let's say it dies. And I draw a land, I play Mare Regery, and then I have some... I will have less Merfolk triggers. Tap triggers, if I don't have Merfolk in my hand. I do have the Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace is not bad. It's bad if he has Hunt Master of the Fells, though. Ugh, Hunt Master is pretty ugly. And we'll keep up the aggression. One thing I don't like about putting the Master of the Pearl Trident out there is that if he just slams Ravager, Hunt Master of the Fells, it's going to be pretty awkward for the next few turns. There's a Tarmogoyf. Sort of good news because we do have the answer to that Tarmogoyf, and we will play it. So it looks like a ton of removal spells versus a ton of our creatures. If we can get to 3 lands, maybe we can start playing at instant speed, which will give us an advantage. I mean, it depends on the removal spells that he has in his hand. If they're 2 mana ones, if they're 1 mana ones. Maelstrom Pulse blows up the Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace gets exiled. Show Curse Catcher. Actually, do you know what? He doesn't know about Curse Catcher. He knew about Mirror. That's a whoops. 4 cards in hand. This is what I'm saying. If I can get to 3, if we can start playing at instant speed, it would be pretty good. All right, we can get to it. We got to instant speed. Now, do I want to do something at instant speed? I'll take 1 more turn off. But he has so much removal. We'll take 1 more turn off to play this Mirror. And then for the rest of the game, we'll play at instant speed. I know he's got a bunch of... He either has a bunch of removal spells or he has a bunch of creatures. It's sometimes hard to tell. Because we can't see their hand. I know he's playing a Kitchen Finks deck, and my impression is that when people are playing with Kitchen Finks, they're playing with a little bit more on the creature side than on the creature removal side. Or, I mean, it's like some Jund decks are just like 4 Tarmogoyf, 4 Grimflare, 4 something else, and then just tons of removal. Can I start racing the Tarmogoyf? Another option is I could try to block the Tarmogoyf with Restoration Angel to save myself some time. It'd be really nice to be able to play 2 things a turn. I sort of don't want to attack with the play like I mean some things I'm thinking about like Lord of Atlantis, attack with the Mutavault or something. Nah, okay, whatever. We're gonna pass the turn. I'm gonna just play either Restoration Angel or Spell Queller at end of turn and just try to race him. I can't remember if he knows if I have Spell Queller or not. There's no land in the graveyard, so now if he cracks this Bloodstained Mire, he can eat a Restoration Angel. Don't really have much choice. Have to fight off these things. Did I tap that wrong? Really hate using Spell Queller like this because it's incredibly vulnerable. So for example, he just kills the Spell Queller and he gets a Tarmogoyf back. I honestly don't know how the interaction between Restoration Angel and Spell Queller work. Is he going to get his Tarmogoyf back if we blink the Spell Queller, or will it get exiled for forever? So now we want Harbinger of the Tides. Now we want... Oh, hollowed fountain. Okay, so what can we do here? And he still has a lot of removal in hand, we know that. So I'm definitely going to pay 2 life, because I need to slow this game down. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to play a Curse Catcher. I'm going to try to block and then blink the Curse Catcher. We'll take 4, go to 4. And hopefully try to rally a comeback. We just top deck 1 Rest in Peace. We're probably in good shape. I think our opponent's thinking it will anger the gods. What's a 2 red, 1 color, 1 green that could be played here? Oh, here's Huntmaster of the Fells. That is very, very, very dangerous. This is what we need Path to Exile for. We do not have it. So we've played our creature for the turn. I can sacrifice a Curse Catcher to 1 Tarmogoyf, block another thing, and then try to save it the next turn. I need to get in some damage, or we're going to straight up lose this game. Or do I? Maybe I just still sit back, because I need to tap out. If he has 1 removal spell, we lose. Block, block. Yeah, I can't attack yet. I have to sit and wait. Okay, so we'll block Wolfie, we'll block Tarmogoyf, and I'll lose the Curse Catcher. That will be my block. Bring in another Restoration Angel. Try to save the Lordy. Lordy gets saved. Which might mean which could mean a good thing, because maybe it means my opponent no longer has removal spells left in hand. But then maybe it's just all creatures. Maybe it's like tons of Huntmaster of the Fells and stuff. What are the cards that could get us back in this game? Rest in Peace? Path to Exile wouldn't be so bad right now. Oh, this is terrible. Okay, well I need the Path to Exile, but I needed it just to kill the Huntmaster of the Fells. Because then I die next turn. Shoot. Well, I guess Path to Exile is exactly what we wanted. And now we try to get in damage. And I am on chump blocking duty. Oh, you know what I could have done? Oh, no, I totally missed this. I could threaten to double block the Tarmogoyfs. Both of them. And it would be a very good trade for us. That was a blunder. That was an incredible blunder, because now I have to chump block these things, and I'm now on the back foot, hoping that we get the rest in peace. Or another Path to Exile would help. Yeah, that was a I could have sat back. I didn't have to attack. I wasn't in trouble. Like, I had 5 power. I had 6 power on one side and 5 power on another side that could block. I could have made favorable blocks. Instead, now I have totally thrown the game away. That is a smidge disappointing. Swamp has entered the revealed card zone, which is good, I guess. So we're still on chump blocking duty. It's too bad I didn't miss. Yeah, I just at the last second I missed that I could comfortably block these guys. I mean, even right now, I can block with Mutavault and whatever. Now we're dead. Oh well. Wonder what could have came out of this. Like, what were we drawing into? Because we would pass back and forth for a little while. Oh, great stuff was coming. Great stuff. Yeah, I threw this game away. This shows that the blue-white has some game to it. You know, we have Restoration Angels, very nice. Can block, save creatures. And if we had Harbinger of the Tides or Silvergill Adept, it would have been amazing. But whatever, we'll figure it out. Well, anyway, that's our latest episode against Jund with Blue-White Merfolk. I'm going to thank all my patrons supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much. And if you want to support me on Patreon, you're going to have access to the Merfolk Strategy Guide. This month in May, we're talking about Jund. The deck that I, unfortunately, just lost to. The Jund midrange. And we're going to thank our sponsor, themanabase.com. This has been Nikachu, playing Blue-White Merfolk in Modern.